Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet more GM level StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. It's going to be Railgan versus Barcode here on New Repugnancy, the latter edition. I didn't call attention to this previously on the last Railgan cast. This is a Hydralisk with Warping and Pylons, 4 eyes. Gaze upon it and despair. Alright, top right hand corner is the Red Zerg player Railgan, and in the bottom left hand corner a Barcode player. He's Terran and he's blue. What's his APM? 341. Okay, so this is a decent GM level player. I can tell you that much. Decent player for sure. Is this War Chest? I'm actually not as familiar with the War Chest Terran skins. It looks like it might be. We'll keep an eye on that one there. What is that logo? Oh, it's like the ghost with the crossed sniper rifles. That's good stuff. Ah, the proxies. Behold the proxies out of the Barcode player. This is why you drone scout Railgan. Pool first. Well, that is the saving grace, is that he goes pool first. He'll be fine. And that's generally how that works. Like, we've seen Sero lose the double proxy. He doesn't scout. But if he goes pool first, he's fine. It's just the hatch first versus the double proxy that you don't scout. If all three of those things come together, you are in a heck of a lot of trouble, is how that works. Now, pool first means you can make lings real fast. In response to this, that pool is almost done. That extractor is almost done. The Overlords see literally nothing. Railgun's not even really trying to scout around for it, which is fairly hilarious. Anyway, oh, it's going to be a Reaper. Yeah, that double gas. That double gas says it's going to be double racks Reaper here. He didn't make a barracks and make a reactor. He went 2 racks Reaper. Going to come home and probably wall off just in case some lings show up and try to wreck him. But Roach Warren up here from Railgun. Oh, he's doing the old 3 Roach opening. So he did this against Clem in the cast of his that I post, I don't know, a week, 10 days ago now. And it's pretty effective, actually. You show up with 3 Roaches, and usually it's just Marines or it's just Reapers, and bad things happen for the Terran at that point. You don't necessarily win, but it is pretty good. And actually, I believe Railgun threw up a write-up about it on lotv.spawningtool.com. If you'd like to copy this build, check it out over at spawningtool.com and be good. Be good at StarCraft. Steal other people's builds. It makes you awesome. Alright, so Reaper's coming on in. And nope, there's nothing here. We are losing drones real bad. Double Reaper here at 2.5 minutes is not great. For Railgun, he's got roaches. He's pulling. He's got a queen. He's pulling the drones, which is nice. Got some lings in over here. What the? He just wandered them over. There's nothing to stop this, obviously. The lings, or the SCVs have to get pulled off the line to try and handle it. And Roach fighting, I like the Roach answer here. Roaches versus Reapers are really good. It takes about 1,000 shots for a Reaper to kill a Roach. Now, this ling is going to die. It insists on attacking into 4 enemy Reapers, as it turns out. And actually, the Roaches are just heading out across the map at this stage, is what they're doing. So they're just going to move out and say, you know what, you don't have anything back home to defend. You really put a lot of your resources into these Reapers, so I'll make some Roaches. Maybe keep them back home, maybe not. You don't know. Oh, hang on, that guy's in trouble. Okay, if you're down 5-1 here, you are going to die. So that Roach is out. Queen comes down. Double Queen comes down. I'm actually trying to kill those eggs and those larvae, but guess who's here? The Roaches. The Roaches have arrived. They're going to go and try to knock down this wall. They're going for a factory tech lab real fast. Going to try to get it. The repair is interesting here, but actually the Roaches can shoot through and kill your SCVs. Ooh, you don't want that. You don't want that at all. 4 workers killed by both players right now. The Reapers come home to try to save this. They're going to, so the Roaches are going to try to kill as many SCVs as they can before they get wiped out. They do. They're getting SCVs. They're picking off SCVs building starports. They're picking off SCVs that are mining, or at least trying to do so. Yes, does get a kill before he gets wiped out by this Reaper group. So very weird game so far, but it's a 2-base Zerg versus a 1-base Terran. Got the Reapers away from his homeland for a few minutes at least. He's droning up a tiny bit. He has how many Roaches? Questions here from Railgun. He'd also scouted the starport, so he knows it's probably going to be a Banshee follow-up. Which, pretty interesting stuff, but if the Zerg player knows it's coming, you're getting Queens, you're getting Spores, you're getting Overseers, I think you're going to be just fine, honestly. A Reaper group over here, pretty intimidating, actually. Going to hop into the natural base, and some drones are going to die. And by that, I mean a bunch of drones are going to die. KD-8 charges thrown down. A Reaper dies in the process. Everybody manages to escape from that position. Easy peasy. Well, not easy peasy lemon squeezy, but problematic to be sure. I guess they didn't lose all of their friends, is what I'm trying to say. Combat drugs healing these guys up quite nicely. Are we just still going Reaper? Still going Reaper. Okie doke. And that is a tech lab on the starport. That factory is building a reactor now, and that is going to be a Banshee. A Banshee with Cloak on the follow-up. This is something that Railgan should be expecting. He saw the quick starport. Roaches fighting, dodging KD8 charges. Okay, one of the roaches did get lifted up, but otherwise I think we're fine. So Railgan losing creep tumors here too. What aggression. APM of 285 right now out of Barcode. Trying to drone up 18 to 17 on the armor supply. Railgun's up 33 to 22 on the worker supply, which is what he needs. He needs to be up economically to be okay here. KD8 charge dodged once again and once again. So yeah, here's your Banshee, and here it is your Cloak. Cloak about 50% complete. By the time the Banshee gets over here, it'll be very close to finishing. But spores are on the way. Double spores on the way. Additional queens coming in here too. I just don't see this follow-up working all that well from Barcode. Cruising on in. Reapers versus Roaches. Army of the day. I really feel like Ravagers would be a decent choice here just because Ravagers have that extra range and they do so well against Reapers for that reason. Is the Roaches have to get up to a range of 4. Which is garbage. A range of 4 is really close, and the Reapers don't want to get that close. But if you have the Ravagers, you have an extra range there, it makes it easier to get shots off. And if you're getting shots off, you're hurting them, you're killing them. At least that's the idea. Anyway, so Roach Speed is going to help with this. Spreading Creep is going to help with this. Overlord is in a position to see if there's an expansion, and there's not. So that tells him to keep making stuff, to keep making Roaches, because there's not going to be any slowdown here. Banshee fighting, but once again, we got Speed. We got detection, we got queens. The speed doesn't really matter. The roach speed does not actually factor into that battle, but anyway. Yep, just making more and more roaches. Going for a third base now, too. I just don't see this going well. Why are you still making... Oh, Reaper dead there. Banshee fighting against these roach. One Banshee can take out a lot of roaches as they wander down across the map, which, man, if they could have gotten down here, that would have been really, really good for them. But do they need something to handle that is the question. Do they need... maybe some Hydras, maybe bringing some Queens along. Overlords, Poop, and Creep would be pretty amazing stuff. Banshee's going after this third base. Where are the Queens? Where's the detection at? Oh, it's a Nidus coming up. All right, that actually solves that problem of walking across the map, is you just Nidus right here. Wait, where the heck is he Nidusing? I don't know, but this base is done. Where the... Oh, it's a Nidus network, not a Nidus worm. Okay, so it's at home. And then stage 2 will be across the map somewhere. Reapers catching it. Catching it a little bit there. Barracks are scouting in. Is he transitioning into mech? He is. He's transitioning into mech. Oh, these Hellions are going to try to burn this thing down. I don't think they can. The tank can, though. The tank can kill this thing by itself if it has enough time to do so. How many roaches come out of there? A lot of roaches unload before they can actually kill that Nidus. Tank needs to die. I know they're trying to repair it. The tank goes down. SCVs are fighting in here. We've got Reapers killing drones quite nicely on the other side of the map. That Barracks is finishing as well. Another Nidus swarm erupts. Did I just hear that? Oh, right at the front, going after the natural here too. So these roaches are hiding out. They're trying to kill supply depots. These Reapers doing work, but they are slowly dwindling in number right now. There's only 2 of them remaining. Another Nidus coming up. Railgan loves this Roach Nidus play. It feels so Terran of him to be able to just kind of wander in, get some damage done, and wander out. Although in this case, the wander out is more difficult because that Nidus form is going to die real fast. Roaches are like, you know what? There's only 3 of you Banshees. Oh, some tanks are here too, though. A lot of SCVs getting killed. 21 to 20 workers killed here, 34 to 15. Railgun has a huge lead. They've lost about the same number of workers, but Railgun has made more. That tank is a hero tank. Yeah, man. The Banshees, too, putting in serious work. 3 kills, 8 kills, 9 kills on those guys. Whoa, Queen's showing up. Queen's here to fight, forcing a liftoff there. Oh, Queen's trying to keep each other alive. Get inside the Nidus. Oh, dead. Dead, though. 2 Queens fighting against these 4 Banshees. I don't know about this battle. The transfuses are great. What a chaotic game this is right now. Railgun, this style is really fun to cast. And really kind of nuts at the same time. Tanks on the high ground. Pretty good answer to roaches, as it turns out. And all the Queens are dead, so it's time to go back into the Nidus. We're erupting again. Well, that one did not last long. The creep Not sprinting here either. That roach, I don't know where he was trying to go, but he's going to die. Okay, so, oh man, can't actually land his natural here. Is he getting mined out? I feel like he's getting mined out up here. Looks like he is. Barcode on one base at the 10-minute mark. Not where you want to be. Going for, ooh, Aspire is such a good answer right now. Aspire to this. None of this shoots up. There are no Thors in production at all. We're just working on Hellions. Cyclone, okay, because a lot of Cyclones can be problematic for Mutas, but one or two shouldn't be a problem right now. So Railgun teching into Mutalisks really, really fast. As well as getting additional spores, as these 4 Banshees are no joke. 3 kills, 5 kills, 12 kills, and 5 kills. They've definitely paid for themselves as a whole. So additional Queens in production, additional spores in production. The one thing that can kill him here is going to be these Banshees. Trying to knight us in, but no. Not at all. Banshee's going to move in. Looks like they're thinking about it. And they are. So that Queen's going to die. Transfuse? Nope. 4 Banshees. Serious anti-air. But Queen? Or serious anti-ground. But Queens are serious anti-air. Spire almost done. Does Railgun have a bank? He can make about 7 or 8 Mutalisks here. Does he have the... Yep, he's got the supply to do so. And let's see it. Let's see the tech switch, Railgun. I think that might be enough to end this thing. Yeah, you're not going to expand at all. Ooh, didn't even get a cancel there. That's brutal stuff. And actually blocking that 3rd base attempt by Railgun 2. Another Knight is coming up. 7 Mutas in production. And another Knight is here too. So basically, oh, the Queens are getting off creep though. Don't get off creep. They want to defend this 3rd base. They want to get this thing down. Another Knight erupts. Really ejects those things fast. There's been some talk on the forums about maybe nerfing how fast that unloads, because it's really, really fast. Costs gas though, man. It's really, and it can't move, and it's kind of all in, and anyway, it's kind of highly committal. Banshee's trying to fight. Queens here, Roaches here. Overseer and Oversight mode, which allows it to see further at the cost of not being able to move. The Mutas cruise right on in. There are 2 Cyclones. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about 2 Cyclones. Trying to keep those guys alive with the repair. 1 Cyclone down. The other Cyclone getting repaired quite nicely. Wow, that repair is really, really good. The splash, though. The splash on the Glaive Worms is killing SCVs, too. That Cyclone's out. There's a Marine here. And that's it. That's all that can shoot up at this stage. The Mutaflock is too much. They're picking off tanks. They're focusing down at Banshees. They're trying to kill SCVs. That tank needs to die. It's a priority, and that's your good game. Railgun is your winner in 12 minutes and 39 seconds. And he's left the game as well. Yeah, that was scrappy. This is a sneaky twofer, by the way. Don't go anywhere. If you're wondering, how come this is like 20-plus minutes? It's because it's a sneaky twofer. We had a short game here. Shortish, 12 minutes of just intense back and forth. The Reapers into the Banshees, into the tanks, into the not enough anti-air, into the Railgun tech switch, into Muta. And that was all she wrote. So many Nidus, too. Oh, hang on. Hey, I do have units lost. So Shift L, 7 Nidus Worms died. 7 Nidus Worms died. There are 2 up. So he made 9 Nidus Worms in this game. That's a lot of Nidus Worms. I kind of like the style, though. I really do. Because, again, right, you've been in this position. You're moving your Roaches across the map. A Banshee shows up, and you're like, oh, I'm not making it across the map. But then you Nidus across the map, and ding, you're there instantly. It's nice. Nidus are cheaper. They can be killed while they're coming up, so you still got to be careful with them. But throwing them even just kind of out here is nice. Just show up with surprise Roaches at, 3-5 minutes is pretty great. Oh, man, the aggression, the constant aggression there. Getting pushed back from time to time, right? He definitely lost a ton of Roaches, definitely fell back to Nidus Worms, fell back to Creep. Every once in a while there, had to use the Queens to focus down the air stuff, the Roaches to deal with whatever was on the ground, getting out of tank range. It's pretty micro-intensive. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and check out game number 2 coming at you in just a second. All right, game 2 of our sneaky twofer will be between Railgun and Awers here on New Repugnancy. Bottom left-hand corner, Red Terran player Awers. He's Ukrainian. He plays for Team Blazer, and he's Terran, obviously. And in the top right-hand corner is going to be Railgun. He's Swiss, one of those EU Zergs that you hear so much about. All right, I feel like he's going to open up 3 Roach again into Mutalisk, but we will have to wait and see. Once again, not drone scouting, just, you know, Slow Overlord scouting. Safe enough. Safe enough, Railgan, as long as you go pool first. Awers is not going to proxy based on the fact that all of his SCVs are inside his base. There we go. There's the barracks at the top of the ramp. Hey, have you heard of the Falcon Paladin Hour? It's a weekly podcast with me and Summicron, an Australian. We talk about all sorts of stuff. Esports, Blizzard, StarCraft 2, books and TV shows, and music. All sorts of fun things that way. We had Zombie Grub as a special guest recently. We've had Pig on there too. We've had Fatty has joined us. Actually, that one might have been lost to time. Or lost to other stuff anyway. But who else did we have? There was one more person I want to say we got to get Florencio on is what we need. He would be a good next guest too. Anyway, just search Falcon Paladin in your podcast app. It's in Apple Podcasts, it's in iTunes, it's in Google Podcasts, it's in Beyond Pod, it's anywhere fine podcasts are distributed. You can find us. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. Aight. Well, anywho, that extractor is done for Railgan. Pulls up. Looking shimmery here. Is there a drain in the bottom? What is that? So this is the simulant skin. It's the war chest for Zerg. It looks like there's a drain in the bottom. Like they plug up the hole, fill it with green goop, and say, this is where Zerglings come from. Every time I try to think too deeply about how this works, about how simulant things make any sense, it just blows. I don't understand it at all. All right, so this Reaper's on the way. Reaper's name is Taco. Taco is a wizard, a savior of an entire realm of existence, and cooking show TV host. One day, he decided to leave his zone of adventure to travel into other realms and learn more about his life-yearning goal of tacos. However, Taco rolled a 1 on his planewalking spell, and it has ended up inside the mind of a Reaper by mistake. Will Taco roll enough 20s to survive? Probably not. Ah, these Lings came in, forced to cancel, forced to pause on that. Oh, on that command center, and killed an SCV. And they might get a Marine. Oh, one of the Lings is dead. The SCV. Oh, the Marine dies too. That's massive. SCV down and a Marine killed. That was fairly amazing stuff. Mech Terran Micro. Oh, it's slow. This Awer's a meching player. He's got that double gas. He's got that factory. He's going for that starport, the 1-1-1 build. The Roaches are here once again. So Reapers do really, really poorly against this 3 Roach opening of Railguns. Have you seen that? The last game I cast of Clems versus Railgun, where I went this 3 Roach opening, the Reaper died instantly. About that same spot, too. Right, it came across the map, died to Reapers because the Lings distracted it long enough to where it didn't get there in time. Just amazing. This is a really interesting build. I might see about implementing it myself in my own ladder sessions, which do not go well a lot of the time, but ladder's hard, you guys. It's really difficult. Oh, the Roaches show up before anything is here. There are some Marines on the way, and they're inside a bunker, and that means the Roaches have to get out. But they can force a cancel on this for sure. Or a liftoff, rather. No cancels being forced. Overlord being put into Nidus position down here, too. And where are the Roaches going? Why are they not staying around? I don't know. I guess there's a tank on the... Oh, Cyclone on the way. Cyclone on the way. Maybe they know. They try to retreat from that Cyclone. They're going to die. Seems like a reasonable assertion to make. 4 minutes in. Probably time for a third base Railgun. Don't you think? He's scouting that third base location. His creep spreading out that way, too. Looks like that's what he wants to do. His lair is done. Cloak Banshee coming in from Awers, and the Spire is down for Railgun. Now, is there a good place for a Nidus, as there is a third command center on the way from Awers? Maybe down here, maybe here. No, I don't know if there's a good place for it. Maybe here's your best spot. That might be far enough away vision-wise from Awers. Oh, looks like you can see this whole thing, though. I don't know. I don't think Surprise Nidus is really going to come into play here, but there's your barracks floating to take down the Overlord with the help of this Cyclone, rotating its head around and around, and getting out of... Well, actually, letting a lot of the goop kind of land on its head there. So yeah, meching Terran player, which, how do mutas do here? We've seen them do pretty well against Cyclones in the last game. Previous game of our sneaky twofer, so maybe pretty good. He's still on 2 bases, which means he should either have a huge worker advantage or an army advantage, and he's at 45 to 37 workers. His armor supply isn't great. He's got these 3 Roaches and literally nothing else. He has got to be saving up for... Well, I'm actually not saving up at all. He's getting 2 more Roaches, getting some Glio Reconstitution, third base down. Banshee floating on in, but there is a Spore Crawler and a Queen here, and it's just not going to happen. Maybe a couple drones will die, but forcing a pull, some lost mining time. This queen comes in. It needs to get in range of that spore. There you go. In range of the spore, getting some free shots off. Banshee Micro, not perfect there. Did take some shots. Maybe going after some of these roaches here too, as they're not in range of that spore. The queens are not here anyway. Creep tumor down. Banshee doing some pretty good work. 2 kills, a drone, and a spore. Not too shabby at this stage, but 4 Mutalisks are on the way. Glial Reconstitution is coming up here too. Did he kill that Overlord? He must have killed that Overlord with, I'm going to guess. Did the Cyclone get it? Where did that Overlord go? Cyclone only has 1 kill, and that's this Overlord up here. I don't know. Maybe it scouted in and died to Marines or something. You guys have kills? Anybody? No? I don't know. There is an Overlord down here, and it's gone now. Maybe he flew it back home. Maybe he turned it into an Overseer. It's a simulant Overseer. Seems possible. Anyway, third base is done for Railgun. Seems a little late. 49 to 48 workers now. AWARS is looking good with his APM around 200, 300, as you'd expect from somebody on Team Blazer. Nidus Network in production. Mutalisks flying around trying to find stuff to do. There's a missile turret up in the main, which means it's not going to be able to kill many SCVs over here and probably lose some mutas if you try that. Bringing in the Overseer, really recognizing the threat of Widow Mines in this situation. You don't want to die to Widow Mines. Oh, the Nidus just in full view of AWARS and God and these people. Hellbat transformation! The roaches need to get on this now. And they do. And all of the Hellbats die. That's horrendous stuff. Oh, Nidus dies as well. Mutalisks. Where did the mutas go? Do they go home? No, they're here. There's only 4 of them, though. Another Nidus coming up at the front. I'm loving this. I love being able to pressure Terran. It makes me kind of have some hope that pressure style is going to work here. That is such a fast unload. We've talked about this already, but there's a Thor out, so the Thor's going to deal with the mutas quite well. Bunker down, pulling back. Maybe trying to kill an SCV in the process. This third base is in so much trouble right now. Another Nidus coming up. Corrosive Biles landing. Ooh, almost hitting the mutas there, but nice dodge. Nidus does detect, or is detected here by the Terran army. They're coming back to deal with it, which means you can kind of wander in the front door. Focus down that Thor. Nice dodge. Nice Thor dodge on that Corrosive Bile. Another Thor's out. Nice repair is here. What's he going to unload? There's nothing in that Nidus. It was almost a fake, I think. A feint is what it was. Pulling back to the Nidus. Maybe popping out here. Possibly. There's a Liberator set up, so you don't want to do that if you're Railgun. Mutalisks fighting against these Banshees. The Banshees do take down the Nidus and manage to escape on back. Thor saving the Banshee friends. One more shot gets rid of a Mutalisk there, and everybody is dead. All right, so resources lost at this stage, 2,800 to 1,500. Railgun lost a ton that way. New fancy units lost tab here shows 13 roaches, 3 mutas. That's expensive stuff, man. Roaches aren't super cheap. Nidus erupts in pretty much the wrong possible place. This is exactly where AWAR's army is sitting. So no, that's not going to happen. Creep spread, still pushing to the left. Fourth base done for Railgun. That must have been a Nidus closer to home. Where are you, Nidus? It is. It's at this fourth base. Fantastic. Fifth base by Railgun. And AWAR's just setting up to defend his third. A 3-basing Terran mech player is pretty darn intimidating. It's a lot of income. It's a lot of gas they have available to them. Creep spread helps slow down their pushes. What you're going to really want here is some Blinding Cloud against the tanks. The Thors you can handle with Roaches and Ravagers, as long as the tank count isn't too high. Liberator sets up. Queen gets out of range. Oh, there's Corruptors out. Okay, well, Liberator's not going to be as effective now. The Banshees really should just go home. I mean, maybe they can kill some Creep Tumors. That'd be nice, but there's Corruptors out, man. Why are you doing this? Ow. Ow. Corruptors are fast. You don't have Hyperflight Rotors. You're gonna die as you're trying to fly home. Yeah, like I said, the Banshees should have just gone home before committing out there. Anyway, Hellbats, or Hellions rather, running on in, backing themselves into a corner and getting absolutely killed. That Banshee does manage to survive. Survives her flight home. But that's dead Hellions, but that's what you gotta do with mech. You gotta do it, man. You gotta absolutely use Hellions to get in there and kill drones and slow down the Zerg, because otherwise the Zerg player will get up to 80 drones and 7 bases, and you will have to deal with a monster advantage in economy from the Zerg player. Hive on the way, maybe Brood Lords at this stage. That would be interesting, although the Thor count is pretty high for that. Corruptor's flying around just trying to find Banshees, dropping some changelings as long as we're here. Banshee's scouting out. Going to throw up a Nidus at the front, because why walk your army across the map when you can just Nidus them there? That's what Railgan believes. He's a pretty good salesman for this unit, as it turns out. So there it is. The scan sees it. What the colors? Yeah, either way, it's totally visible, and it's going to die. Is there anything even in it? There's some stuff. But the army is pulled down here. What are the Corruptors looking for? Another Nidus there. Another Nidus here. Yeah, Railgan's just chucking 50 gas at each of these Nidus worms and saying, hey, deal with it. Deal with this constant dropping, basically. He doesn't know about this one. All right, so that one erupts. There's a reason the Nidus worm screech is my intro sound. I love Nidus worms. The fact that they're cheaper now and more viable kind of makes me happy. Aors, though, pretty scary stuff, man. 177 supply. He's got a ton of Thors, a ton of tanks. A Nidus just in the middle of Aor's base right now. Oh, Corrosive Bile dodged very well by that Banshee. Get in. The load-unload speed is super fast here, too. There are Thors present. There are Hellions present. And maybe some stuff's going to unload. Not bad. Might actually take down a Thor. A Thor is down. Hellions getting killed here, too. Might maybe get a tank. I guess they're going after SCVs. That's going to be the priority. Another Nidus erupting here. Aor's pushing up on Railgan's 4th base, though. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. Players are having to micro on both sides of the map right here. Absolutely insane stuff. Thor is eventually going to clean this up with 9 kills, but a lot of SCVs are dying. 17 to 10, getting on top of this army with the Roaches and the Ravagers. It's +1/+1 for the Roaches and Ravagers, +2 attack for the mech. The tank count is not quite high enough to dissuade this from happening. Tank down almost. More Roaches cruising on in. 2 tanks present is actually enough to shove this away. 7 kills and 6 kills on those tanks. This Nidus gets picked off here. And, oh my gosh, our Broodling's actually going to help with that. Broodling's helped with that. That was insane. Thor down. Another Thor probably down, getting chased by these Roaches. +2 Thor's pretty good, but outnumbered at this much is not going to be a good time. So 139 to 113 supply. Workers killed 17 by Railgan, 10 by Aors. He got this 4th base, which is nice, but the 5th base is up and running pretty happily for Railgan. Once again, popping out, trying to just keep this tank count low. It's not a bad strategy. If you're going for all these Roaches, keeping the tank count low is going to help you trade more effectively. Blue Flame Hellion run by at the 3rd. However, all these Hellions are going to die. That is, again, it's acceptable. You'd prefer to keep them alive. You'd prefer they get in there, dart, roast a bunch of stuff up, and pull back out, but not always possible. Aors with a bad manner return after Railgan started it. Let's be fair. Railgan started the bad manner train here in this ladder match. All right, Creep spreading it out. We got our friends. We've got Hellbats. We got Siege tanks. We got +2 on all of these guys. +3 is almost done. 2 army of Roach, Ravager, some Corruptor in case some Banshees show up. That's the idea. Hydralisk Den on the way. Oh, attacking right on in here to this 3rd while the army's out of position. This is just base racy, man. This game is absolutely base racy. No, that 4th base is not going to do anything at all. SCV's pulled off the line trying to save this thing. How are you going to stop this army, though, is the question. Railgun decides to go ahead, basically cancel this 3rd, throw up a Nidus so it can't get landed, and then head home to deal with this, because he doesn't have enough at home to deal with this. As it turns out, we did a study. We commissioned a federal study, and nope. Blue Flame Hellbats, a whole ton of tanks. Roaches and Ravagers wandering up, getting killed. Corrosive Biling down a tank that was going to die anyway. Maybe not the best decision there. But the tanks are going to die. They're spread out, I guess, anticipating Blinding Cloud there, but nope, not going to happen there. That Nidus form is going to die, but the command center can't land. And Aor's army over here does get cleaned up. So it did wipe out that base, which is really, really nice. But delaying the 3rd base mining here for Aor's is pretty fantastic for Railgun, too. He is long distance. Is he long distance mining? Yes, now he is. Now he is. He needs to land that base. Is what he has to do. Railgun pushing up 161 to 107 supply. He's got a nice lead. Army supply 109 to 58. But remember, mech can be down a little bit in army supply and win battles, thanks to the power of cost efficiency and this stuff. Roasting up these drones. All going to die again, but 39 workers killed by Railgun at this stage of the game. Creep spread is kind of halted. Railgun replacing his 4th. He's going to go ahead and creep spread using Nidus worms, which is pretty amazing stuff. Aor's just now landing his 3rd again and hasn't taken a 4th. This is not looking good for the Ukrainian Terran at this stage. Roach Ravager clearing out a sensor tower with corrosive biles. Nidus Swarm erupts, not in Eor's home. I'm sure he did a quick scan around to see what was going on. Got some idle SCVs here he needs to put to work. He's going to go ahead and lift off his main, turn it into a 4th over here, I assume. This creep does not exist. You think it does, but it doesn't. You just can't see it. It was there last time we checked, says the map. Says the map, says the map, says the map, says the map. All right, so Railgun getting his 4th base is going to land here again. 5th base has happily been mining this whole time. Income is favoring Eor's. Look at all these mules just pouring in minerals here, but gas is what matters most to Eor's right now. Roach is actually catching... Oh, going to throw up a Nidus. No 4th base for you. Not using Blinding Cloud here, which I think is a mistake. The number of tanks that Eor's has been producing just almost necessitates Blinding Cloud. Do what Cyril does here. Right. Hellions cruising on again. Just queens. Just queens to stop this. All right, so these drones are roasty toasty. Blue Flame Hellions with +3 attack are just really good. Really great. Nidus Swarm down, but no 4th base for you. Bringing the whole army home to deal with this. Probably a mistake there from Railgun too, but that's okay. Where's our Liberator? Ah, Liberator here with 11 kills. Nicely done. Where's that Corruptor group? There it is. Corruptors finish it off with the help of that Spore Crawler. So, still, Railgun on 5 bases. Eor's on 3 bases. 4th base trying desperately to land here. Overshooting the target a little bit. Are you just going to... Where are you going? Come back around, Eor's. Come back around. Hellions. Ah! Running into the entire army of Railgun here. 148 to 136. Eor's has actually closed the gap quite a bit here by killing so many drones. 50 drones have been killed. Broodlords on the way from Railgun. Throwing up a Nidus at the front. He's going to go ahead and make, not meant for Broodlords, is not a huge number. Hellions cruising up once again. No static defense from Railgun. He does not believe in it. He's going to lose that drone. Why did that drone die instead of getting roasted up? Actually, do simulant drones not get roasted by Hellions? Is that what it is? Sure seems like they have the regular death animation. Eventually cleaned out, but once again, more drones die. 59 at this stage. 9 more have gone down. Eor's fighting hard. He's got Liberators. He's cruising on into the main base. There's nothing to kill there. Cruising into the 5th base. There's kind of something to kill here, but actually, no, there's not. There's only Spore Crawlers and a Death and Destruction. All right, so I think Railgun is stabilized back home with the Spores. Very disappointedly, the Liberator's not able to get anything done at all. Hellions still running on in, but the Broodlords have set up here. Where's the anti-air? It's a couple Thors. It's a couple Thors. They're doing that single target damage, but the transfuses are really, really good. And yeah, I think these Thors are getting chomped on way too much. Hellion, oh, the Hellbat roast on the right side. Is it going to be enough, though, to actually hold here at the front? You can kill a lot of workers of Railguns, but if you can't hold this 3rd, you're in a lot of trouble. That Thor is down. There are Vikings out. Eor's did see this coming. There's Queens fighting in the anti-air, trying to get around the Queens while focusing down the Broodlords. Not too bad, actually. Corruptors fighting at the same time. Thor's down. Tanks down. This has not been cleaned up. The Hellbats are going to get the 5th base of Railgun. Broodlords getting focused here. Corruptors trying to fight at the same time. Is it going to work out here? I don't know, man. Eor's is going to lose his 3rd. He's got his 4th happily mining, but losing the 3rd is bad news for him. Roaches versus Hellbats. Not as good as you would think what the Hellbats have at this level of upgrades, which is, by the way, 3-2. However, the 3rd base is gone. Is that another Liberator attempt? It is, but Spores, man. 8 kills on that Liberator, though. Not too shabby on that one. So here's your army for Eor's. 62 armies blind to 67. But Broodlords doing some decent damage versus these tanks. Roach is in here, too. No Blinding Cloud at all. Railgun does not believe in Blinding Cloud. It is against his religion. Tanks down, surrounded. A couple Thors remaining here. The Vikings are trying to fight against the Broodlords. Too many Queens on the ground. The creep spread up here is amazing. Another Liberator. 17 kills on that one before it succumbs to the Spore. 3rd base out. 37 to 40 army supply. Scrappy game right now. Eor's has pulled back to his natural. Railgun needs to attack this. He doesn't know it exists is the problem. He thinks he has Eor's on his back foot. He thinks Eor's is out of money. He's not actually harvesting right now. He is. Surprise, he is. Railgun has 28 drones and he's not replacing the ones. I don't know about this, man. The Broodlords are doing some serious damage against the Thors. The Queens are actually holding their own pretty well here. The transfuses have been very, very good. They need... Oh, the Vikings actually land the Thor's fight, and Awers is your winner. Railgan taps out. What? Okay, all right. I mean, did he scan this? He still doesn't know this exists. That's a weird position. That's a really, really weird spot for Railgan to tap out. I know he's down to 28 workers. It's bad. He lost his 5th. He's mining here, but that's his only source of income, really. These mineral patches are gone any minute now. But he thinks Awers is on to base. He thinks Awers is mined out, because he is. He's mined out of these bases, effectively. I mean, if he knew about this, then sure, tap out. At that stage, your income is way below what Awers is going to be. He's got 34 to 28 workers. He's got mules. He's got this mech strategy, and Railgan's army supply is literally 14 right now. It's not good. So, I don't know. I'll have to... Railgan, come in the comments. I need you to say why you left. Can you do that for me? Fantastic. All right, cool. Well, good game. I mean, I really like this Nidus style from Railgan. It's very fun to cast. It's very fun to call. Resources lost here, 35,000 for Railgan, 30,000 for Awers. Okay. And tech here, this upgrade number. Actually, Omicron requested that I start talking about this a little bit more. 5,900 for Railgan and 4,600 for Awers. So more upgrades. He's got 3-2 there, plus 1 melee. He's got, what else does he have? Speed and Glio Reconstitution. Actually didn't get Ling Speed at all. Fair enough. Because he didn't make any Lings, except for the first 2 that actually did more work than they should have been able to. Anyway, all right, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a sneaky twofer. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.